I'm Gena Knox, and welcome to the making of my new cookbook, Southern My Way. I'm taking you behind the scenes as we visit my friends who, like me, believe in keeping our local foodways and farming traditions vibrant. My recipes are rooted in Southern classics I was raised on, but freshened with contemporary flavors, lightened up and streamlined for busier lives. Welcome to my South. And as we're kicking off the photo shoot for the new book, Gena Knox, My South, and we are photographing here with Tashia of Rolshev Goat Cheese, who is a fabulous goat cheese that's sold across the country. And we're going to photograph some goats today, and I'm about to go over to the kid barn and see the goats. I think we should take one home. And I guess they're all. Jeremy and Jessica Little down in Thomasville, Georgia, make the most amazing cheeses, including their award-winning Thomasville Tome.
Different cheeses they all have different sort of microbial spectrums on the outside. Some have more brownish, bluish mold on them. You can see cheeses that have come. You see that this white puffy stuff on the outside. That's the Penicillium candidum. And the only reason that that's there is because it's in this environment that we have here.
At White Oak Pastures in southwest Georgia, my good friend Will Harris was generous enough to give us a tour of his fourth-generation cattle farm. Will now produces 100% grass-fed beef and organic chickens.
And along the fences, and the reason is, there's a lot of it is aesthetics, but I mentioned edge earlier, and most of the biological diversity occurs in the edge.
We rode around the 2,000-acre farm in Will's Jeep along with his dog Possum. It was the middle of the spring, and we were lucky enough to have fields of clover in full bloom. And little did we know this would actually become the cover of the book.
I'll catch her at first.
Okay, let go of his head just for a second. I'll get him fast. Right there.
My hometown of Reynolds, Georgia is in the heart of the Peach Belt. Just down the road from our house was Taylor Orchards, owned by my parents' best friends Edward and Patsy. We lived in the country, so acres of peach orchards were our closest neighbors. Many of my friends are following their dad's footsteps and returning to run their family's farms. I love seeing a new generation carry on the tradition of farming. I spent my summer selling peaches. I started with my own peach stand at the end of our driveway. By the time I was 16, I began working in the packing sheds with my friends. I can testify that working in the Georgia heat is no easy task. At the foothills of North Georgia, Tommy the Miller gave us a quick lesson on the art of grinding corn the old-fashioned way. Stone ground grits coming right out of the chute.
I'm grinding grits right now, and I'm watching the grindstone, so I come by and I smell of it, and I'm smelling the grindstone. If I happen to get a faint smell, I'll make an adjustment to keep those grooves from being wore out.
I got you.
I never want the grooves to wear out. I'll have to re-dig them if the stone wears out. So I come by and I check this, smell the grindstone. These stones are 134 years old. Should last another 150 years. As long as I keep my nose to the grindstone, stay focused, that stone will last.
That's crazy. Down in Apalachicola, we met up with the local shrimpers and oystermen who fish the waters for Buddy and Ward Seafood, a fourth-generation fishing operation. Our photographer Erica got a few behind-the-scenes shots of the fish coming right off the boat.
This and the head on it. When you leave a head on the shrimp, it holds all the acid in it. So it doesn't want to hold it. You have to keep them colder.
It breaks down faster.
You have to take better care of them. So when we dehead them, they last a lot longer. There's not all the iodine and acid and all that in them. So it's a lot easier.
At the Oyster House, 13 miles west of town, oysters are harvested and bagged under the 13 Mile brand.
Neely's getting his first supervising job, bringing in the oyster harvest.
What's so amazing is that oysters are harvested today the same way they were a century ago. We watch the men and women bring bags of oysters onto the dock where they're weighed, bagged, and shipped. I was amazed at how hard they work to bring all of us such fresh-tasting seafood. And believe it or not, Apalachicola harvests over 90% of Florida's oysters, and they rank 3rd in the state for shrimp. All the more reason to support our local fishermen.
Here we are in Apalachicola shooting the cookbook cover image. If we don't get it tonight, we're going to have to cancel the whole project.